Good evening and welcome to the Darkmom Consortium for April the 11th, 2023. I am the mom. Well, that was easy. It's just me. How's everyone doing today? For those of you who are not aware, for whatever reason, the featured event is still running, so I don't think, well, you'll get extra marks towards the meta event, so, because we missed a couple of days there. And for those of you who've been playing it steadily, that means a little extra dilithium. So Ed had said it was going to be over like at 1 today. So I thought, well, I'll come home and play the Red Alert and not worry about this. Flipped it on and, oh, well, I guess I will grab some more toys in form of dilithium. So yay, go Team Venture. And then tomorrow, if I'm reading this correct, is tomorrow the new Delta Recruits event? Did I read that right? Oh, goodness. Yes, Loki. The Hellspawn are with us today. They've had dinner. They've been out for a walk. Let's see if they can go more than 15 minutes without being dogs. I mean, they're adorable dogs. Let's be honest here. They are dogs. They are adorable. But they can be such pains in the rump. Even if they're cute pains in the rump. So let me get over here into the internets and let's see. It's Delta Recruits. Yes, dear. I'm right here. Clickety, 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 click. Let's see. Nope, that's last year's. La, 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 la. That's 2018. Wow, there's a lot of them. Let's see if we can do 2023. There we go. Okay, yeah, lots of details there. Okay, there's nothing up here. So I'm just curious what's going to be in this one, if they're going to add anything. No, yeah, that's last year's. Oh, is this it here? 15 hours ago. Here we go. UF planets. Come on, Ghost. Alrighty. Become a Delta Recruit starting tomorrow on all platforms and earn new rewards across your account. Blah, 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 blah. Starts tomorrow at 8 a.m. through May 3rd at 12 p.m. on all platforms. You can create a new Delta Recruit character. Any newly made 2409 Starfleet character, Klingon Defense Force character, or Romulan Republic character is eligible to become a recruit. Blah, blah. Woof, 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 woof. Has to be new. Must play tutorial. And then you can complete it anytime. Oh, okay, so here's an update from UF Planets. You'll need all 3 factions to get all the rewards. The Romulan alignment does not count towards the Fed KDF rewards. However, you just need to play each character until you get the faction-appropriate receiver in your inventory during the event. After you have received the item at the end of the tutorial, you can progress at your own pace. But so that means I have to create 3? Holy crud, I don't want 3 more tunes. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Okay, admittedly, it's not as bad as some people, but I haven't gotten all these guys done. I've got stuff to do. Kumquat's never finished up. Brock's never finished up. Petty Cash has barely started. Zahn I need to get going because she's going to be starring in her own mini-series. Kethva. No, I have way too many things here. I have too much. Besides, I've already got a Klingon. I've already got a Federation. Do I have a Romulan? And technically I've got a Romulan, so I should be able to get everything unless they've added something to it. I hope they haven't added anything to it. Then I feel sorry for folks like Pinky, who never got anything. So am I going to do that? I don't know. Hi GSQ, how are you doing, my dear? So I thought I'd come on and chit-chat with everybody for a couple hours leading up to 10 Forward. And I'm sure during 10 Forward we'll get an update on what happened with, what did Dante call it? Something Gate? Path Gate? Something Gate? I can't remember. Dante, stop making clever things that I can't remember. Let's see. That's not it. Maybe it's not in this fleet. I guess I want to see that stuff. Yeah, well, something happened. Well, what I had heard was it was not just Star Trek Online. It was across the board with Cryptic. See if there's anything in here. And I don't know how much they'll tell us. We can just take it as a reminder that there are other games out there. We can do other things. Lots and lots of crashes. I like it. If you plug in the term cryptic game crash, it just comes up with tons of stuff. Okay, I still have no idea what happened. Something went boom. Something was very sad. Hi, Pi. How are you? So yeah, it was a huge fustercluck of badness going on, but they got it fixed. We get a little prize out of it. We all got a reminder of life, that we have something to do outside of Star Trek Online, which I of course refuse to believe. Though it was well timed in terms of I had other stuff I needed to be doing besides just sitting at my computer. So what am I doing now? Sitting at my computer. But the dogs have been walked. The groceries have been purchased. The laundry has not been done. The laundry will be done later. Ooh, I hear some sounds over there. Let's jump over there. Cosmic Drac is now following. Hey, Cosmic Drac, how are you doing? So I actually have nothing to do here today, so if you guys have stuff you would like to do, I am happy to do that. If anybody wants to jump into Discord, that's also cool. I'm running this on one monitor, so I've got the phone up so I can watch and see what you guys are chatting about. If it's anything like last week, we wound up chatting the whole day. Last week? No, last week I didn't do anything. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, yeah. And now we get into the fun part of all of this, because the hospital's like, okay, well, we have another bill for you. Where would you like us to send it? And then the cleaning company called, hey, after, all the sewage, while all this was going on, my sewers backed up into my downstairs. That was fun. But it wasn't quite enough to hit the minimum for the insurance company, so that's coming out of my pocket. I now have 2 cars, 2 houses, an apartment. It's always something, isn't it? And a little less income than I had before. So as I said, it's always something. Well, let's go down to Bajor. No, I am not going to play of Bajor. I think I played this with Ed here. And it was... What did I do just now? I did one of the DS9 ones, another one of the fetch quests, where you run around and you try and haggle stuff from people, which is not fun, in my opinion. I mean, it's nice to do it as a variety once in a while, but once, thank you, is more than enough. It was getting into the sillies. Do I have anything here? Nothing there. Good. Or maybe I did do it. Yes. And that was Fifi. Thank you very much. Loki is sitting on my lap going, well, I could move and go bark at things, or I could just sit here. It's like 75 degrees out today. It is absolutely beautiful. We're into spring, which means it's still light until about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Well, it's also because we're a little bit further east, so the time zone really affects it. Did I do that? Let's see, available. Okay, so no, we haven't done it on this one. Second wave is that awful one, and then we get into this awful one of Bajor. Ugh. Yeah, absolutely. If you're going to make a new tune, wait for the Delta Recruit event. I mean, it's one day. Hi, Blacksmith, and welcome back. How are you doing today? Yeah, well, GSQ, obviously, I haven't been really up for doing this, so I'm working hard to try and distract myself from, just sitting around drinking, which works pretty well. The dogs are like, okay, but we could go take a walk and you could come back and drink later. And we come back and it's getting cold and I've got the dogs and they're like, or we could, just skip the drinking and go jump on the bed and watch movies together. So, that gets to be better. So that between you guys and the dogs, life is a little bit better than it was yesterday. Except for the dogs. The dogs they're joys, but oh my God, they're so loud in an apartment. I'm so used to them being in a house where they're too loud. I wonder what they're like when I'm gone. What was that? I heard something. Oh, Dog Life. Dog Life. Wonderful name, Dog Life. Yes. So my two dogs are Ophelia, the maybe a pit bull, and Loki, the definitely a Papillon. Oh, no, GSQ, you guys are helping. I assure you. As I was saying yesterday, people have been calling me. People have been texting me, send me messages in Discord, in real life, messages in the game, outside the game. You guys are amazing. And I'm getting better, and pretty soon you can go help somebody else out. I mean, last year it was Duffy when he passed away. This year you guys are helping me. Hopefully we can keep doing this for more people. And to that end, I've only got 2 recipes ready for the cookbook, so it'll probably be August-ish before the cookbook's ready. But we'll use that money and we'll do another fundraiser. And we still have some of the Eagle Moss ships, which I will have to put back up again. There's enough people out there who could use a hand. I'm at that point where I think we can go help some other folks again. I'm good. Except last night, or this afternoon, I was thinking, oh, I need to go have some spare ribs one of these days. And I thought, oh, by myself. Cooking them by myself is not the same thing as getting all the stuff from the grocery store and handing it to my husband and go, here, you cook it. I'm actually better at cooking than he was, but but still, there was something nice about not having to do it all the time. So what shall we do today? Anybody up for doing a TFO? Randoms? Has everybody done the Gamma Quadrant? Does anybody need to do that? Ooh, there's a Kumarki-esque person here. That is a very good Kumarki. Go get him. Yeah, dogs. Well, I suppose we could go do of Bajor. I can't remember who we were doing it on yesterday. Who were we doing yesterday? Oh my God, they're so noisy, aren't they? They are amazingly noisy children. Was it on Pinky? Excuse me a second. Hey, dogs! That's enough. Let's see. Oh, yeah, probably because I can't spell today. Of Bajor. Okay, I haven't done it on this one. So we've done that one yesterday. We're not going to do that one. There it is, of Bajor. It says I haven't done this. It's interesting. Have I done this one? Let's see if that's a...
You've faced the Borg.
Oh, it is a mission replay. Okay, I've already done that one, so I guess we did do it on this tune. So let's attempt that. Of Bajor. Here we go. My dogs will just completely ignore the Amazon guys because they get up and they put everything on the front door. Then they send me a picture, and then I go to the door, and then I get the packages, and I bring them in. The dogs are like, there's somebody here. Little slow on the uptake. Let's see, do I need to beam up? No, I need to go report to this person over here. So I think we're Federation and we can get the one little optional. But if you miss this one, you can't come back and pick it up, so we will cheat when we get to that point. That's it, Cadet Samuel, this guy right here. There is a mission for which there is a accolade. I think it's detective. And you have to get it when you're doing of Bajor. If you don't answer it correctly, I don't think you can come back and pick it back up. So, should we do that one right now? See if we can get it. We have a situation. Standoff is the name of it. Excuse me, Admiral, I've discovered something and I don't know who to talk to. While repairing a communication subsystem, I intercepted a transmission from Cardassian ships in orbit and discovered something unusual. There is a subspace distress signal buried within the transmission. I can't tell which ship is sending it, but one of them is clearly in distress. Both captains are part of the Cardassian Civil Defense Force, but it sounds like tensions are high and possibly coming to a head. With everything happening on ground, I can't get anyone to help me. Is there any chance you could look into this for me? So there's a diplomacy commendation. As I said, there is an accolade. So let's give that a shot. Okay. Now what? Oh, well, that was easy. What do we do next? Standoff. Okay. So we have to go listen to the broadcast. And this is now my primary. So let's go see where it is on the map. Well, this isn't going to help. Listen to the broadcast. I want to say it used to be like over here. It's someplace. This person here? Nope. Well, it's my primary one, but it's not letting me go to it. So let's see if we can do this one first.
Time is short.
Oh, for standoff, we actually have to go up into space. Got it. Go to Bajor system. In the not too distant future, we are going to be playing a game called Accolade Bingo. Okay, how dare you? I've proven my loyalty time and time again. The Battle of Korra 2, the assault on the Trueway at Atarak Prime. By the Spirit Surgeon, I'm the one who recommended you for promotion. If you do not back down and rescind your accusations, I will have no choice but to open fire. Even if you manage to kill me and my crew, I will die knowing I am fighting for Cardassia. There is no call for theatrics, blah, 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 blah. How could you join the true way? Do you believe I could betray my family? Okay. It's Admiral Prinky of the ISS, the Screaming Leda, ordering you to stand down. Okay. We should try to resolve this peacefully. Okay, he's going to beam over. All right, everybody come on over. Meantime, I'm going to cheat. Okay, I have my cheat sheets. It doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily get it right, but let's give it a shot here. I swear to goodness. All right, so we need to talk to Antos and Surjan. He's being accused of treason. Do you have any enemies? Not that I know of. What's your history with Surjan? Okay, so before we do anything else, Am I supposed to ask him? I have to ask him, did you do this? Okay. Now we have to go talk to the other dude. Who's up here making himself comfy in one of my chairs. Are you accusing him? 'Cause... And do you think he is a traitor? Okay, now what? Gathering evidence. So let's see what we're supposed to do now for gathering evidence. So let's see what evidence he's got here. Transmission. Undisclosed true wave technology. Sounds like used for microwave oven. And a video of him killing a guard to free a true way prisoner. Okay, let's go back and cheat. Okay, let's talk to him again. Let's see what we can see. Monitoring station, accidental pickup, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so we got that done. Now we have to go talk to the other guy again. Other dude. So basically it comes down to well, it wasn't me. I didn't shoot him. Perry Mason, where are you? We need you for this one. Aha, so there might be another guy, Marvan. Okay, now what do we do? Okay, time to go over to the computer. Is this the computer? Analyze evidence. All right, let's see what we got here. So do we have an order here? Is that the one we want? If you've asked all the questions, there should be 5 topics to research. But, oops, wrong one. No, that's analyzing. Conduct research. There we go. And we've got 5, so hang on. Dogs, please. Really. I'll shut the door. Let's see what we've got about Antos. Okay, Antos had a son killed by the True Way. Don't think he'd go over to their side. Okay. Barkhead's arrest history. Doom, doom, doom. burglary. Everything was dropped due to lack of evidence. There are 28 similar crimes. Yeah. Let's look at a history with Antos. Okay, and Movan. While not officially listed as associates, Barkat has been rumored to be affiliated with a man named Movan. Little is known about Movan beyond the fact that he was a regular visitor to Quark's Bar on DS9 in the 2380s. Is there a way to preview vanity shields? Probably only by Googling them, would be my suggestion. Or asking around to see if anybody's got them. Which ones are you trying to think about selling? Because there's certain ones that are worth a lot of money. Then you have to go, how much do I need to play Space Barbie and how much do I want money? Okay, so we've done that. We've done those 3 history things. Cardassian files on Movan. Did we read those? Hang on. Let's see, we did research Movan. Did we research Movan? Cardassian files. No information. Quark's files. Ooh, a changeling. Oh, has anybody got their opinions on... Well, then it becomes your call, Cosmic. Let's see if I can find a picture of them. Can't stand Movan, but I love his Latinum, so that's a good one. Let's see. So these are... Is there a name for this? Vanity shields? All right. Let's see if I've got them. There's allegedly an image here, but it doesn't really show you the vanity shields. Let's get out of that one. Wow, if I'm not impressed, if anybody's got a good vanity shield image, because these just don't really show anything. It's just the ship. It looks similar to the Emperor's vanity shield, but with less blue. The nacelles are bright yellow. Yeah, and that's about it. From what I can tell, it really looks just like really dark urban pixel camo on anything I've tried. It's pretty boring if you aren't zoomed in all the way. I could be wrong, though. The shields vary a lot with ships. So the few images I've got here, it's meh. And I'm not seeing anything else in there for images. So if you are really determined to take a look at it, let me do this. Back to here. There are 3 images right there, Cosmic. See if anything does it for you. I don't see it as being remarkable. But hey, that's me. I just don't do the Space Barbie thing that often. Okay, so we did Quark and the Cardassians. Now we have to do Ravik 4. And there will be 6 ones here. Okay, research the planet. Population 47,000. Inhabitants. Shock. Shock and awe. Detached from modern technology. They use devices for agriculture. Okay, we're not looking at anything impressive. Develop methods to counteract dwindling nutrient supplies in the soil. Outsiders are generally shunned. Okay. Is that the one I just did? Yeah. So agriculture. Kenny husbandry. Kenny are similar in function to Terran cows, providing meat and milk to the shock. Okay. Long thought to be a necessary evil, the Shock have recently adopted a new technology intended to turn Kenny waste into something beneficial. Reports indicate the Shock are spraying Kenny waste with the chemical that surrounds and hardens the dung. After enough time has passed, exposure to rainfall will cause the exterior membrane to dissolve, revealing a microporous shell. With the membrane dissolved, further exposure to the rainwater will cause various elements in the waste to dissipate back into the atmosphere in a regulated and ultimately harmless fashion. Once these elements have sufficiently dissipated, the remainder of the shell dissolves and the rest of the waste is used as a highly potent fertilizer. So poop rain! We are talking about development of poop rain, or poop rain sickles. Historical conflicts. Peaceful race, true way, blah blah blah. Most recent attack was stopped by the Cardassian Civil Defense Force. Interesting. Okay, and an exit. I think we've got all those guys done. Now we have to do the changelings, and I iterate. Anybody have their opinions about what's going to happen on Picard for the next 2 weeks? I have my thoughts about it. Hi, Fragrance Free. How are you doing, my dear? My big question is, who is Pizza Face? That's the big one, you know. I have opinions too, Fragrance Free. A lot of them. I can justify them too. Doesn't mean they're right. Okay, so we've done the changelings now. Well, this, for a little accolade, this is a big one. To debunk the transmission, use the small computer terminal to the side of the door and perform the following steps. Analyze transmission, scans for sign. Oh my god, my dogs. Hey, dogs! 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 I assume you guys can hear them. Oh, well, I don't know about the goo guy that killed Tasha. How did he get off the planet? And why would they just pull him in for the last 2 episodes? I mean, I don't like it when it's like, oh, and here's a character from one episode 25, 50 years ago, whatever. Why would they do that? What was his purpose be? Let's see. What do we want to do? Signs of tampering. We'll go that one next. Filter for and isolate frequency. Okay. Filter 4 Hertz and isolate. Yay! I'm cheating, yes. That's it! It looks like he was telling the truth. It would be impossible for him to broadcast without that frequency being recorded. It's one piece of evidence that cannot be trusted. Let's see what we've got for our next one. Analyze tech, water, and gases. So let's see. Ooh. Waste products similar to both the Terran cow or the Ravik Kenny. Okay, let's catch up on notes here. I just watched a video of Hayden Christensen coming out on stage for Star Wars Celebration and got all teary-eyed at the crowd response. That is cool. No, they won't do a new villain with 2 episodes left. I mean, that's horrible writing, and I will give Season 3 credit for some of the best writing I've seen in Star Trek in decades. Good understanding of the lore, good creation of a new villain, good creation of new characters, great understanding of old characters. So that's really cool. Alright, so I have reason to believe the video view is actually a changeling, so we have to go back to Gul Antos now. Antos. The fake me is firing his phaser with his right hand. Normally that would be correct, but in this case it's impossible. According to the encrypted timecode of this video, is still recovering from an injury suffered in a previous campaign. All right, so at this moment we can say that, aha, I am left-handed. Go back and research Antos. Which one am I going to go back to? This one? No, this analyze. Medical records. Indeed. Severely burned with multiple fractures. Dum dum dum. Alright, so let's go talk over to Sir Jan now. All of the evidence is suspect at best. Whee! Hi there. Alright, standoff is complete. Yay! But I don't see the accolade. Maybe I have to go talk to Galantos now. And there it is. The accolade is detective. So if you are playing Star Trek Bingo, you would have that square. And yeah, that's a long way around to go for one little tiny accolade. I agree, Strange New Worlds has had some really good writing too. The only drawback for Strange New Worlds, and it's not a drawback per se, and it's actually an advantage, is they don't have to incorporate a ton of backstory because they're writing before a lot of the storyline developed, and things we know are going to happen are being hinted at, but fitting a pre-story into a story is a heck of a lot easier than basically pulling 10,000 loose ends into a tapestry, which is what is happening with this. And they're doing a really good job of it. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? Okay, how do I get out of here now? That's it? I just leave? All right. We're done. Yay! The Strange New Worlds also had really good characterizations. So I'm very happy with it. It can be a little flippant, but it's actually not that far off from the original episode with Jeffrey Hunter. So do I think this is all Dominion plot? No, not with 2 episodes to go. But what is the whole Federation Day thing going to be? Why is that? Why? What's the plan? All I can say is it's just got to be a heck of a good 2 last episodes to pull this all together, because they've done a really great job. You know, when we got to episode 5, I was thinking, yeah. But when somebody said, yeah, but think of it as like the first 4 was like this little vignette, this little micro movie of pulling everything together. And then 5 is setting up the next set of them. And yeah, actually 6 through 8 so far has been amazing. Yeah, that's Pizza Face, Fragrance Free. As somebody in the series or somebody in production called it Pizza Face, and they were trying to explain, no, we got to do a little more cheese or a little more sauce to make it look right. And I don't know who it was. It's a good point, Cosmic. I would be fine if they ended Season 3 Picard with a new villain if they tease a new series after it, but the only way I would be, but that's the only way I'd be okay with it. I agree. But I would love to see Shaw in a new series. Shaw and Seven, if they can resolve their bad attitudes towards each other. I think that would be amazing. I love Shaw. He is a great character. We came up with a new fleet for the Armada here. Wherever they are. Where'd they go? There they are. The dipshits from Chicago. Which we have not put together really yet, so I've got a lot of work to do. But there's a few of us in there. If anybody has a new... If you have a new Delta tune and you want to put it someplace, we will put this together. We'll work on it this weekend. It seemed Iconian to me from Stowe, but I definitely agree with you that it would be a big reveal for how little story is left. Exactly. Yeah. And the writing's been too good to just go, oh, and yes, here's somebody from something only vaguely related. Would like to see more Star Trek Online ships, though, and continuing Star Trek series. We have beautiful ships. We should get to be on it more. Yes. Okay, let's beam back down to Bajor and work on this episode. I think I skipped all these episodes after they took them out of the main line because they're kind of meh. They're not bad. They're just kind of meh. I love the map. I'd love to see this map get used more often. And I will say that there are times when just shooting everything is not that exciting.
How can I help you?
But there needs to be this nice happy medium. Okay, do we want aggressive assimilation or system security? I think I haven't done this one in a while.
I'm here to help.
Because, you know, there's nothing like beaming down to a planet and practicing shooting at stuff, right? Right. Oh, that's not the right one. We got to go look at stuff and fix things that aren't working. Oh, that's not it. Aha, this one. Well, that was exciting. It's over here someplace. I'm looking at more stuff. And clicking more letter F things. I wouldn't mind seeing Iconian or some of the Star Trek Online villains coming into some of the series. I think that could be really fun because they had some really good villains. Alright, where am I going now? I'm going over here to this yellow circle. Is it getting to be dark? No, that's just a tree. Why does this remind me of work today? Running around looking for stuff. Running around looking for more stuff. Running around looking for more stuff. And at the end of the day, just going, ugh, I did nothing. All right, from Cosmic, let's see. Ah, another accolade, yay! My fear is they're using a new villain at the end to set up next season of Discovery because Patrick Stewart said the season would tie up some loose ends from season 2. So I'm afraid they are planning on revealing new villain that comes from the thing at the end of season 2. They banish it to close the rift, and Discovery season 5 is about that villain. I thought Discovery was already... I know that it's the last season, but I would kind of assume it's been written. To me, that just argues in favor of what I think is happening. With pulling together some of season 2 from Picard, where we didn't really have a villain per se at the end of it, but we had a lot of loose ends.
I'm here to help.
Oh, good, more of these things. What am I going to do here?
I'm here
Let's
to help.
see what this one is. Shooting things! Yes, let's go shoot things. More shooting things. Oh, Jem'Hadar, yay! Yeah, I will say, as I've said many times, I'm not a huge fan of Discovery. I dislike it for a lot of reasons. But if you like it, that doesn't make you a bad person, and I don't like it, and it doesn't make me a bad person. As somebody said, namely my son, it's like ice cream. People have different tastes in ice cream, and if you like Rocky Road versus strawberry, that doesn't make you an inherently bad person. Yes, it actually does. I mean, marshmallows are disgusting. But that aside, everybody's got their own preferences. And there are subtleties even within certain flavors. I loved Noah. I got to be super fond of Mary. I did not like a lot of the actors in there. I just thought they were way over the top. But that's me. They're here someplace. They're there. And death from above. Come on. Okay, we'll do it this way then. Apparently orbital cutting beams do not work on a holodeck. I think that's unfair. I think they should get them all the time, from every place. Down with the bourgeoisie. Last mission in the episode you are playing is the most annoying thing ever. Are we talking about Operation Gamma? Is that the one that you are talking about, Cosmic? The one with the stupid work bee drone thingies that you have to get 6 of them at the same time and you have to fight them in your shuttlecraft. That one? Because yes, you're 100% right. It is possibly... Yeah, it's just awful. It's just awful. That's all there is to it. Though in a pinch, what you do is you get somebody who's got a really, really good shuttle, who's got it beautifully equipped with a whole bunch of omnis, and you team up for it. So if you have to do it, team up, make it a group project. And it does make it a lot easier, a lot less painful, but it still bites, especially when you have to go off to the wormhole and you find the Ferengi lady, and it's just annoying. Why is there a person standing here? Let's talk to that person. All right. Extra dialogue for no reason. Sometimes that's fun. Oh, Boldly. No, I love Boldly They Rode. I absolutely love that one. There was a time when the only way you could get certain toys out of the game was to run that on each one. I think I did it 23 times in a week to get that. Okay, that's really funny. Fragrance free. Burnham is badly written. I totally agree with you. The weird thing is, WC, after the first 2 episodes, when I realized I was not going to enjoy this, WC, who cares, reframed it and said if they had done X instead, made her a criminal. So the first scene you've got of her is she's in the brig, and she's looking back on what she has just done to get there. It frames it where she is, her character is much more interesting. And he was right. You know, if you go back in, it's like there's a series of book called White Gold Wielder, where the main character is the antagonist, not the protagonist. And it kind of like Shaw. It's not a character you inherently like from the first moment, and it grows on you. And I think that's the problem with Burnham. She was supposed to be the hero, and she just wasn't very well written. What am I doing this? I'm scrutinizing starships. Where am I going? Okay. Was I not supposed to beam up? Train for combat against the Dominion fleet. Okay, I'm up here. Let's beam back down. Maybe that's not what we're supposed to do. Oh, darn he is, isn't he? Like I said, it was a character that right out of the box I don't like him, and every single episode the character is better and better and better and better, and the writing is better and better, and he as an actor is just doing such a phenomenal job with that role that I'm in love with him. And here's the fun part. I cannot wait to meet him at a convention because he actually went to high school literally 3 miles from where I live. way before me. I mean, he's somewhat younger than I am. Oh, am I back in the holodecks again? Seriously? I was just in the holodecks. Yeah, I know. Character development. Who would have thought? Burnham is too much of a Mary Sue. The thing is, if you look at almost everything that does not involve Burnham, Discovery is actually kind of decent. Okay, now you've given me a reason to go back and watch it. It's like Star Wars. If you take out everything that involves Rey, it still sucks. Sorry, it really does. They don't know how to write. There was a TV series in the 70s called The Star-Crossed or The Star-Lost. I can't remember what it was. And the writing was so bad that nobody could understand how that got on the air. And it turns out they were basically embezzling funds that they were given from the Canadian television group that was putting it together. And in order to make up for that they couldn't afford to hire any writers, they were actually running contests at the local high school to write scripts. Seriously. And that's what Star Wars reminds me of. I did try and watch it, but it's bad. But you're right. Character development. It's a thing. Oh, I guess we're not on that one. Okay. I have 2 keybinds, and I never remember which one's got which. And maybe this one doesn't have either because I always played with Ed, and I don't have to play things when Ed's there because Ed's just too amazing. I can just sit back and look pretty. But you know, characters with flaws are interesting. Picard is interesting because he's our hero, and then every now and then he F's up. And you don't like that. That's the part you don't enjoy, but he becomes more interesting. Riker, when he screws up, is more interesting. Not because he screws up, but we've got a much more human character here. One thing I feel bad about Shaw is he's been beaten up pretty badly twice now. Space is a mess at the moment. Whatever they are. What are the bad guys? The ones Veda get? Are they supposed to be? They're not supposed to be Nausicaans, are they? Have they been identified? Are they changelings also? And if they're changelings, why are they taking that presentation? I mean, if you could look like anything, is that the form you'd want to take? I mean, it's vaguely got the face shield that kind of looks like a little bit of the Nausicaans, a little bit of the 14th century plague doctors, you know, long noses that they would have filled with the flowers to filter out the evil plague smells. In case you didn't know that, that's why they had those. Maybe they don't have the option of being anything they want, though. I guess they kind of do. I mean, if you could be any form you wanted to be, wouldn't you want to be a puppy dog form? Everybody would love you, and then you could viciously attack them and do whatever puppy dogs do, lick things to death. I kind of dislike Voyager for similar reasons to why I dislike Discovery. I think a little bit of better writing would have made it so much better. Okay, writing would have made it better, period. That was some of the worst writing out there. Which has nothing to do with the series, it's just, you run into some problems with people who don't get the genre, don't get the history, don't have good character development, and then you look out and get people like Robert Picardo who understands how to make a character, and even Jerry Ryan, who turned it into a good character. I have opinions. Yeah, who would have thunk, right? I have two complaints with season 3 Picard. First is they are dragging out the thing with his son too much. 2 episodes with the same cliffhanger had me very annoyed. Well, that's a good point. Second is when Picard and Crusher had Vedic, they decided to kill her with little debate. Crusher made sense to a degree, but Picard, as he has been set up over all the years, should not have been okay with it. Yes and no. Older dude? You change your minds, yes.
Do you need something?
I will
I'm
tell you,
here
you
to
change your
help.
minds when things happen. And do not threaten my son. I mean, if he had just said, do not threaten my son, I would have been all over it. That would have been fine. Because I totally get that. But by God, if Beverly and Jean-Luc don't kiss at some point, I'm just going to be so pissed. Come on, they haven't seen each other for 22 years and they haven't even held hands? Seriously?
We have a situation here.
Religious requirements, I like that one. But this is such a meh episode. Then again, I don't have to defend my son from anybody because he outmasses me. I outrank him, but he outmasses me. And so the odds are between the two of us, he'd be fine.
Greetings. Vedic Grid.
Vedicrin's in here. There we go. Nope, that's him. No. This person? No. Am I just not in the right spot? Next room? There we go.
Thank you again for your pardon.
Let's see. Yeah, the thing is, they had her captured and they had no way of really knowing that the trap they set was going to fail because of lore. So Picard was okay with killing a captive enemy. Didn't sit right with me. Okay. We've had the secret Sun clone plotline before, and if you read fanfic, oh my god, you've had that before. I've written things like that myself.
I follow the will the people.
Oh, come on, Fragrance Free. For all of us shippers, we had to have it. You know, give us that. That's the thing we wanted. Yes, we're shippers. Be good to us. Be kind to us. We've waited all these decades for it, and we've had to exist strictly on our terrible fanfic. Okay, decent fanfic in some cases. Terrible fanfic in other cases. Cooking for fasts. First time I saw this, I thought it was cooking for feasts, and it's not. It's cooking for fasts. This isn't the one I thought it was. Am I done? Apparently I'm done. Now I must go burn incense. I mean, we got our ships. We get our ship porn in this. And we got it in some of the last ones. We get all that nerdy stuff, but give us our romance. It's actually one of the weaker parts of all of Star Trek is, yes, you can have all this other stuff, but yeah, relationships are parts of it. And we get it with Worf and Jadzia. That was amazing. I like that. We don't really get any relationships in Voyager. Obviously, we don't get them in TOS. DS9. Do we get any relationships in DS9? because they haven't brought Wesley back. I would love to see his reaction to his brother and his mom and his mentor being ex-bone buddies. Maybe not so ex, you know? We will see. But I'm sure he would do the equivalent of TMI, Mom. TMI. Ew, no. You. Nope, nope, nobody, nope, nope, nope. Wouldn't Wesley already know about Jack considering he's Watcher? Of course he does. Of course he does, but he doesn't want to think about it fragrance-free. I mean, yes, I have brothers and sisters, but I don't want to think about my parents having sex. Just not going there. Okay, the first time I did this, by the way, I didn't know to look at the mini-map to find all the little circles. And I will tell you, this is maddening if you don't know where all the little altars are. So there is another possibility for a series, which would be the Watchers, but I have a feeling it might turn out a little too much like something between Warehouse 13 and the Librarians. I think if you could write it well, and not just have it be, ooh, Artifact of the Week. Am I supposed to go in here? Okay, I guess I am. More stuff. Oh my god, this takes forever. Voyager had Tom and B'Elanna, which was the best part of Voyager. You know, I just didn't see the chemistry there. Maybe it's me. It just seemed a little forced. I mean, yeah, Tom and Janeway when they were the salamanders, that would have been an interesting romance. One of which we will never speak again.
Hello there, friend. We're doing.
Okay, let's go over here and look at this one. Let's see. Let's do that one. Well, maybe that worked. Let's see what we're going to do here. Check fertility. Irrigated with polluted water. What shall we do? Oops, no, wrong one. That one. That one there. And they turn back around again. And one over here now. So what do we want to do? Let's see. Needs to be slightly acid. There we go. We have to do this 10 times? Wow. Let's go this way. We'll increase the silt, decrease the sand. Decrease the sand, increase the silt. This seems very repetitive, doesn't it? plays fine where it is. There we go. We are good enough. Chakotay and 7. Oh my god, yeah. I don't even know why they went off in that direction. Oh, that was easy. We're at 9. One more. One more and we're done with this. And then we'll find something else. Yay, we're done. Let's see if they can give us another little stupid quest to do on this one. You know, I spent years at the academy. I trained. I studied. I worked hard. I learned all this stuff, and you've got me watering your plants. Seriously. I feel unappreciated here. Did I go past it? Or is this around the corner here?
Peace.
All right.
Back in my day.
Back. We're done here. We're done there. Yay. Now what? Now let's go find somebody else to talk to. Well, there's a lot of things that, you know, I think people who wrote Star Trek things are like, yeah, no. The space hippies. We never came back to address the space hippies, did we? That would have been something we could all cringe over 20 years later.
I have new orders for you.
More stuff.
I have new orders for you.
Yeah, this is right down there with annoying episodes. So what would attract Chakotay to 7 other than bad writing? Let's think about that for just a moment. Nothing. She's unemotional, in some ways naive. She needs somebody to bring out different aspects of her character as she's discovering herself, and Chakotay does. He has eyes. He's a carbon-based life form. How's that? Am I missing something here? There we go. Ooh, iced Ractigino. That sounds good right about now. Writers had no character development for Chakotay in the last season. They had no character development for Chakotay, which I think is part of the issue with Voyager. It was so focused on stories that they forgot to do character development, which is why the initial seasons were really kind of weak. Janeway didn't have a strong character. Didn't mean she wasn't a strong person, but didn't have a strong character. Neelix, meh. What was the blonde lady's name? Jennifer Leanne. What was her name? You guys know who I'm talking about. Didn't have a strong character. Let's convert over to megahertz. Oh, current band is megahertz. Let's go to gigahertz. Oops, up on. There we go. Let's contact this person. Hey, there we go. Well, that was quick. This is the one I wanted to get to. Oh, that one's done. Kess, yes, thank you. It was Kess. A thinly developed character with a really bad story arc and history. If you're going to write an alien species, create an alien species. I have one original alien species in a story I've written where I bothered to try and make sure that my physiology was going to work, because you can't just go and say, well, this one's going to be a copper-based life form, because you need to make everything else work too. And I bothered to do it and never used any of it in the story, but I felt a lot better because I knew it worked. Because I'm a nerd.
I have new orders for you.
Can we be done with this? Can we be done with this, please? Beam up to ship? No, I have to go use communication hardware. Blech. More work. So we had an unimpressive Kess, we had an unimpressive Neelix. Again, I like the actor, don't like the character. If you haven't watched SF Debris' analysis of Voyager, the first one around was actually scathing. He's come back to revisit it recently, and it's very interesting. Not as scathing. I think he's mellowed a bit with time. But yeah, Neelix is not a good person. Oh, do we want that one? We want this one. Hail DS9. Curland here. Seven had the most character development in Voyager, but it's not hard to go from blank slate to less blank slate.
Let's not be so hasty, Karukan.
This is an excellent
went
point.
to a great deal of
And we can't
trouble
skip
to
this one
contact
either.
us.
Blech.
I am Loris of the Dominion, temporary governor of Deep Space Nine.
But she,
How can I
character development, I think the one that really nailed it was the Doctor.
Thank you for agreeing
And
to talk, Loris. I am Captain
again,
James
you're going from a
Furman,
blank slate into
Federation
being
Space
a
Station,
well-developed
Deep Space
character with some
Nine.
great
It is
stories.
my
I mean, I
hope
think he
that
had
we
some of
can
the best
find a
stories in
peaceful
all of
resolution
Voyager.
to this conflict.
The one with the
Of course.
the
You
one where he had a
want your
family
station back.
on the
But
holodeck,
this
and
is
one of
a
them
war,
died.
and your
Amazing episode.
station
Great acting, great
is my
story writing.
prize.
I think there are a
I
few
know this
others
will be
where he
hard
was
for
just
you to
pivotal
accept,
to
but
it.
there is no
But I
war.
don't have a lot of the
It's
others
been
that
over
really
for
stand out in
decades.
terms of
Your fleet
storylines.
was
Or
diverted
characters.
when you attempted to
plots.
pass through the wormhole. The
Or
prophets,
anything else.
There is a great deal we have to
DS9
explain, but
didn't have a
please
lot of
understand, we
romances,
are not
Worf
your
and
enemies.
Jadzia being probably it. But
am
it
not a
had such a
fool,
framing
Captain.
piece with having
We
the whole
have reviewed the
Cardassian War
records
that
in
it got off on
DS9's
other character
database.
developments
Why
in
should I
terms
believe
of
this
Cisco
fantasy
and
of prophets and time Show me proof.
Colmini,
Say it's true.
O'Brien, and Julian, and Jake, and Aaron, and all really good characters, and they weren't necessarily into the romance area of it, but they had development and story and plot, and it pushed people into really uncomfortable things. I mean, there are points there where I did not like what Cisco did. I disagreed with it. I totally got it, but great writing. Great storytelling.
Dominion War continued
Oh, God,
after
I
a
have to watch
combined
these two.
Starfleet and Klingon force retook
I hated the first two
DS9.
seasons of DS9. Season
When the
3 was when I
Romulans
started to warm
entered
up to it.
war
Well,
on
that's
our side,
perfect. Star
things
Trek
began
seasons
to
1 and
turn.
2 tend to be
The Dominion recruited the Marines
Picard's a
to
great
their
example.
cause, but
TNG,
the disease
great
that was
example.
attacking the founders
DS9,
put
good
them on the
example.
defensive. They
Voyager
ultimately
took a little bit longer.
retreated out of most of the Alpha Quadrant,
Discovery
creating a defense
definitely
perimeter
didn't
in
get into its
Cardassian
own in
space.
seasons 1 or 2.
Soon after, a Cardassian official named Damar led a rebellion on Cardassian
TOS,
Prime,
though, I think they
breaking
nailed
the
it the first
standoff.
time out,
The
and I think
Dominion
Strange New Worlds
was
got it
forced
first time
to
out, too.
surrender.
Do not try to deceive me. That cannot be what happened. Why should I believe these
I love
recordings are
TNG,
real?
but man, seasons 1 and 2 had some of the cringiest episodes. They also had some of the really, really, really good episodes in there, too.
You make a persuasive argument, but I'm not completely convinced.
The one
Historical
that got
records
the
can be
Emmy
interpreted
for
in many
something,
ways. You may
The Long
be
Goodbye,
using evidence
great
that
episode from
supports
season
your
1.
premise
Season 2,
and
maybe
ignoring
less
anything
so.
that does not.
I don't even remember what was in season 2, to be honest. Let's see, season 2 episodes. The Child, Where Silence is Least. That wasn't bad. Elementary, Dear Data wasn't bad. Outrageous Akona wasn't bad. Loud as a Whisper wasn't bad. Schizoid Man wasn't bad. Matter of Honor. Measure of a Man. Okay, that was really an amazing episode. The Royale, not a bad episode. The Q episode, really good. Shades of Grey, just absolute garbage. And then there's a few decent ones in there. So some not bad ones, maybe 2 really good ones. Measure of Man probably was the best of the whole season. And I like the Royale. I just thought that was a fun take on it. Well, TNG was so much driven by Roddenberry trying to recreate TOS to the extent that they had TOS writers and TOS directors, and the people trying to just go back and recreate this rather than run with what they had as a successful show, but on its own. And once they started to figure out that they had an original series that they could run with, and as long as they dropped stuff from 25 years before, they could do it. So as Roddenberry became ill and stepped back a little bit more, and it started to develop into its own thing, that's when it really started to go amazing.
Cannot countermand the commands of the gods.
So often I think Hollywood tries to recapture former glory as opposed to realizing what made something successful and then play with that. Hence, Discovery I think would have been a lot better if they had completely dropped all the ties to other Trek and Ben itself. Create its own series. Oh, thank God we're done with this one. Please, for all of that, what did we get? Nothing that I want. We'll take the Jem'Hadar armor.
Congratulations.
Oh God, now we have Operation Gamma. No, I cannot do this again. I'll accept it. I'll make Ed come join me and do it tomorrow or another day. The no conflict thing. Yeah, conflict drives stories. Give me a good story that doesn't have conflict. Even with Picard in this last season, we've got Riker and Troy, and there's conflict between the two of them, and that's driving that relationship. It makes them both more human and approachable and interesting, and we want them. Story where everything's hunky-dory peachy keen is interesting for about 5 minutes. And also the, we don't have money anymore. Pfft. Yeah, no, apparently we've got lithium and gold-pressed latinum and energy credits, but you have to have a medium of exchange. Otherwise things don't have value. Well, that was a painful hour of my life. Why do we I don't really want to go do this. And I have to do this one in a shuttlecraft. Ugh. No. Nope. Would anybody like to do a TFO or something else that doesn't involve Bajor? I feel like I'm missing a Star Trek series. You know what it is? I'm missing Enterprise. And this is right there with, going, yeah, I like kinky sex. I liked Enterprise. But it's not something you normally admit to just anybody. I thought it could have been better. I thought some of the characters on the bridge crew could have been a lot stronger. I didn't like the Vulcan. What was her name? T'Pol? In fact, I didn't like the Vulcans a lot in that. I saw where they were going with it. And sometimes they could be interesting, but they weren't that interesting versus, Spock. Okay, we got to play a lot with that character because we made him half human, which made him a better candidate for trying to figure out his place in this new world of his. And you kind of need to have that character. You've got Data, you've got Seven of Nine. You have to have a character who is trying to identify with the characters we already identify with and exploring himself, herself, itself, their selves. And I'm not anti-pronoun, but I really hate the fact that they is plural. We need a pronoun that's more appropriate and it doesn't offend my sensibilities of the English language. We need to have a gender neutral non-plural pronoun. So anyway, but I guess Data could be a they, though, because clearly he's got a lot of people inside of that head. Well, somebody came over here. Who's over there? It's the Brute Squad, yes. Now, Enterprise was good. I didn't like some parts of it, but you know, there's some parts that were great. The mirror universe with the beginning from the anniversary episode, or the, not anniversary episode, First Contact. That was brilliant. Badgies behind the red door. Thank you. Fragrance free. You win the internet. I want to see that door open and have it be badge. Oh my God. I wish I had better graphics skill. I would make that. For our intro to next week's episode, we'll have the door open, the red door open with all the little tendrils and things, and the perspective, the way it's been every time we look through Jack's eyes, and it's badgy. I just have to learn how to do all those graphics between now and next week. Speaking of next week, DT and I have been watching Picard on Thursdays because he's a really nice guy and he knows I've been having a rough time, so we will just sit down and watch Picard on Thursdays. But I think for the final episode, I will get my little butt out of bed at 2 in the morning. 1 in the morning? Let's see, 2 in the morning, Chicago. 3 in the morning here. Oh, not that bad. 3 in the morning here and watch it real time and maybe do a live stream. Now, obviously, we can't watch it on the stream, but I mean, we can react to it on the stream. So if anybody really wants to give up next Wednesday night to watch episode 10, all of us together, that would be totally awesome. So T'Pol was fine and made sense in the lore because pre-Federation Vulcans were suspicious and manipulative, which fits when you consider they and the Romulans share an ancestry. This is true. But it makes for a less interesting character. And it made for a less interesting species. And I love Gary Graham. And I was still like, this is okay. Would have liked to have seen more Tellarites, though. Wouldn't that have been interesting? Oh my God, we need more Tellarites. We could have a Tellarite-based series. We're always arguing with each other and being difficult. Does anybody need to do Gamma Quadrant? Does anybody need to do any missions? I don't know. Do you think they could have? I mean, we've got the episode at Pajem, which is an interesting episode. So when did the diaspora occur between Romulus and Vulcan? So, okay, on our calendar it would have been about 370 AD, according to Memory Alpha. So yeah, I could see then that you wouldn't see a huge change in culture in 2,000 years, especially when they're fairly well developed and you've got a good history written out of what went before them. Okay, I'm going to ask a stupid question. No problem, Cosmic. So in our in Star Trek Online, we are working on a kind of Kelvin timeline basis, right? So that the Romulan homeworld has been destroyed as happened in Nemesis? No, Nemesis. Hey, Joshua. Am I losing it? Did Romulus get destroyed in Nemesis, or did it happen in an earlier movie? Oh, no, hold it. If it got destroyed in Nemesis, that would be TNG, right? It wouldn't be in the Kelvin timeline, correct? I'm just trying to remember when it got destroyed. Nemesis is the TNG movies, but that was before the reboot movies, correct? The 2009. Well, hold on. The 2009 movie is the Kelvin movie. It got destroyed in Prime Stow. What happened to Vulcan? In the Kelvin timeline, Vulcan was destroyed, wasn't it? And yet I can go there right now if I wanted to. Well, I know, but yeah, it got boomed in Kelvin, but it didn't get boomed in Star Trek Online. So are we just cherry picking here? Or are we doing what fits well in our stories and ignoring the other things that are inconvenient? Too many movies, and honestly, I'm getting too old to try and keep all of this straight. When I'm writing a story or a book, I will have all of my wall here in the library just covered in sheets, huge sheets of paper with my timelines to make sure everything's right. And like I said, nobody is ever going to know it except me. Do we have any real Kelvin time storylines in Star Trek Online, or is it just the ships? That's a really good question. So the timeline that we are in is the timeline that came out of Nemesis, but not the timeline that came out of the Kelvin movies, correct? I'm not anti-Kelvin timeline. I really enjoyed those. Oh, okay, didn't really enjoy those movies, but I really enjoyed those movies. Getting back to Son, who I would defend. So we would teach our martial arts class, and on Thursday nights, the local movie theater had a IMAX screen, and they would show Star Trek, the reboot, whatever it is, 2009 movie. And that would be our thing. We'd go, and this was a theater that would have pizzas and stuff. We'd get our dinner, and we would sit there from our last class at like 9:45. We'd get there at 10 o'clock, and we would watch that until it was done at like 12:30 at night. And they ran it for like 12 weeks, so we saw it a lot. Not as much as I saw Pacific Rim, which is still the best chick flick of all time. I mean, giant robots and kaiju. What more can you ask for out of life? But it's right up there. Yes, my son did watch Pacific Rim with me, too. Yes. And what caused the branch to divide? How did we get that timeline split? What was the causative factor? Was it Q? No, we're not going to think that Pizza Face is Q. Nobody's thinking that, right? I hope we're not going to do that. I loved Q in Season 2. I liked how that storyline ended. But I think we're done with that. I think bringing him back in would be good. It was Nero getting peeved off at Spock not saving Romulus, so he went back in time and caused the split. So it was the function of going back in time that caused the split? Okay, let me think about this for a few minutes. So, Romulus gets destroyed in the TNG, after the TNG episodes, right? Okay, I think I got that. Right. So something there fractured time. Nice to know that blowing up a ship does it. This still was one of the best scenes. Talk about great romances. We have like that 1.5 minute scene of Kirk's dad, Chris Hemsworth, saving the ship. And the music they played for that, called Labor of Love. Flippin' great music in that one. Actually, that whole movie had just great music. How was Q the last of the continuum? No. Q is not the last of the continuum. I decline to believe that was the last of the continuum. Let's see, blah, 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 blah. Is a race to kill immortal, but not necessarily, not absolutely omniscient or omnipotent. Omnipotent, excuse me, I said that word wrong. Let's see. Okay, the last known contact between the Federation and the Q Continuum was in approximately 2590. In 3190, Federation security considered the Continuum as a possible candidate for unknown species 10-C, the creators of the dark matter anomaly. However, they were not considered likely candidates as there had been no contact with them for 600 years, and the DMA, dark matter anomaly, was unlike anything the Q had done before. And this is in Discovery. So 2590 is last contact with the Federation, and that would be what? Okay, 2399 was the last contact between Picard, so it's still another 200 years later. So they're around for another 200 years at least. They're probably not as interested. Okay, please, yeah. We need to have the history of Star Trek in a nice large chart here. Back in the day, back when I was a youngin', actually wasn't that young, there was the Star Trek Museum where they had at that time everything through Voyager done in a history. So you could kind of see where things overlapped, but they didn't start fracturing up and moving off in interesting directions. Yeah, the ships are getting bigger and bigger, which makes it really fun. I did not play Breach once this time around just because obviously things were not good, and going off to play the Breach was not something that was going to work. But I really wanted everyone to get their compilers and go do that in the Breach at one time. Or their J's. I just would love to see it with everybody scraping the paint off the sides, trying to fit through those narrow hallways. That would be fun. Next time we do the Breach. Next time, maybe when we're all having fun, we will do that. So we got about 30 minutes here before 10 forward starts. I assume somebody's going to let me know when 10 forward starts so we can jump over there. And I assume it's on tonight. There it is. Oh, that's me. Okay, that wasn't it. Well, somebody let me know when they come on and we'll jump over there. Okay, so it was in Voyager, but they hinted at the fact that the Q Civil War caused most of, if not all of the Q to be wiped out. Let's see. Under advice from Janeway, Q implemented as a result of Quinn's actions, so we'll jump back to Quinn wanting to commit suicide. A Continuum was plunged into a massively destructive civil war that set the Freedom faction against the traditional Q, blah blah woof woof, constructed weapons that would compromise the immortality of a Q. Massive damage to subspace, causing some stars to go supernova. Eventually, it damaged subspace to such an extent that Q outside of the Continuum lost their powers and immortality. Interesting. Q had the idea of mating with Janeway to produce a being with powers of a Q and to put the morals of a human to use in order to end the war. The crew of the Voyager flew through a supernova into the Continuum with help from a female Q who had lost her powers and could not return without Voyager's help. Voyager's crew quickly overpowered the Q using Q weapons. A ceasefire was called. Q mated with female Q instead of Janeway, and damage to subspace was restored. Okay. Q followed him, cleaning up all the damage. His mother disowned him. Q Jr., blah, 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 woof, 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 woof. So yes, they destroyed themselves. Yes, they fixed themselves, blah, blah. Q Jr. was found unworthy of being a Q, but was good enough to be a human. After the sentence, Q threatened to leave the Continuum unless his son was allowed to stay. After further pleading, the Continuum agreed to grant the young Q's powers back to him on condition that his father act as his guardian and supervisor in perpetuity, or at least until he could prove himself worthy, which kind of overlaps with the Squire of Gothos, but I'm sure we've beaten that one to death with a stick, right? I'm reading from Memory Alpha. Yeah, the Q episodes in Voyager were a little complex, verbose, very Q-ish, and there was a lot of words and not a lot of actions. And hi, Satalia. What's our pun of the day, my dear? Our dad joke of the day? Sadly, I found a TikTok thing that does dad jokes. They're bad. They're really bad. You'd love it. She doesn't look Q-ish. Humor! R. So I've got to ask, it's Tuesday, right? I keep thinking it's Wednesday for some reason. Probably because 10-4 used to be on Wednesdays, and I cannot get used to it being on Tuesdays. It's very weird. Let's see what we've done here with this tune. Oh, this tune's up to 5. Wonder if I've got anything left on it. Not really, no. I probably should be out doing stuff with this tune. This is Pinky still, right? Yes. I have so many tunes that I haven't finished with Reputation or R&D or fill in the blank. Drawback to having too many tunes. Let alone Admiralty, which is pronounced Admiralty, not Admiralty. I don't know who says that. Yes, I do know who says that. Admiralty. Speaking of Admiralty, don't forget that we, the Darkmom Consortium, are going to go to Philadelphia for the DNICon, the Diversity and Inclusivity Convention. And if you would, if you stream Star Trek Online and you would like me to put up a sign with your stream name and maybe an icon and a QR code, just let me know. We have 2 little tables, like 6 feet across, so we're going to have up some gameplay, which I haven't done any gameplay. I have so much work to do in the next 2 weeks. This is crazy. And we'll be doing some, not gameplay, but just some videos. And chit-chatting with people who like to play Star Trek online. Let's see, I don't like the term dad jokes. It seems to only imply only dads can tell them. Yes. Admiralty, exactly, Satalia. Oh gosh, that's actually really good. One of the recipes that we're working on is Vulcan spice tea, and the other one is Decca tea loaf for the cookbook. So I thought I would do a variation on traditional Russian spice tea, but then for my Decca tea loaf, perhaps I shall tell people they need to make a strong cup of Admiral tea, tish, as part of the ingredients. So I'm having fun doing some of the cooking for this. Maybe we should do a live show for the potable versions of it, and we can make drinks and drink them online, which would be really painful. I'll do that from home and not here from Indiana. Though I'm in the process of basically throwing out all of the alcohol my husband had because I don't drink bourbon. Ugh. I don't drink vodka, but I can use that in cooking. I'm finding bottles of stuff that I didn't even know he had. I went through the wine cellar, and he's got like 40 bottles of red wine in there. I don't drink red wine. So for all the hard alcohol, I'm just pitching it for the wine. I'll find somebody who will drink it. Exactly. DT's going, it's Pinky in the brain. Brain. It is Pinky in the brain. The only problem is the outfit's good, but you lose your tail. And I couldn't do a pink nose. I was very bummed out. The brain looks pretty good, though. Ed did the brain. Yeah, but dad jokes does have a certain charm to it. It's that, goofy dad-esqueness that people have. Hey, DT, if you can be in the game, you can jump into chat. But no. DT's just sending me messages on the side. So if there's a recipe you would like us to make from Star Trek Online, let me know. All the ones I can find, I've started to put together, even if they're stupid and basic, like hot chocolate. Got a good one. Oh, they are going to discuss Patchgate. Good. I'm curious to hear what happened. I don't vilify anybody. Stuff happens. Even with the best of companies, stuff happens. And it just reminded me that I actually have a life outside of the game. I spent 36 hours not playing the game with only minimal withdrawal symptoms. It was kind of fun to watch all the other streamers doing other stuff. It was delightful. And for those of you who aren't going to Philadelphia, which is going to be totally cool, DT and I are planning to go to Vegas just to actually go and participate. And, if there's enough people there, let's go out and have dinner. We're hoping to get together with 47 Alpha Tango and have dinner. And maybe I'll take a day trip out and visit Mr. Dave. Maybe I'll just fly out and visit Mr. Dave once I'm done paying for all these crazy things. You wouldn't think that somebody dying would get this expensive, but hospital bills and the hospice bills and this bill and that bill, and holy moly, it gets expensive. The true cause of Patchgate was they tried to add a legendary whale probe, but it was too legendary for the latest patch, yes. Do we get a whale probe at some point? I think we should. And I still have never seen Gracie and George in San Francisco Bay. Free Willy probe. As long as it's not a wet Willy probe, we're okay. So we have got coming up, starting Thursday, will be the anniversary stuff. So first contact, no, not anniversary, first contact. What did we just talk about? Oh, Delta recruits. But somebody's saying you need to have a Delta recruit for Federation, KDF, and Romulans. I wonder if it's just going to be the same things that we've had with the previous Delta recruits, or if we have to start a new one, if they're going to add stuff that we have to start a new one for. Because I really don't want to start a new tune. I mean, we're going to start Invader Zim like next week. So if push comes to shove and I have to do it, I will make Zim a Delta recruit, because I mean he is kind of Delta shaped. Upside down Delta shaped, but definitely Delta shaped. Yes, we are going to go out in a little bit. The dogs are standing at the door again. Are we going out? Yeah, but not for a few minutes, dears. So what is coming up for this weekend? Does anybody know yet? I miss having the calendar. It says we've got R&D through the 13th, so Thursday. Renegade's Regret, not one of my favorite episodes. Red Alert is also through the 13th. First Contact, which is going to be the usual stuff. Is there a new prize for First Contact? Oh. Sorry, personal message coming across. Let's see. Yeah, no, just wait till tomorrow. Wait one day to make a tune. Well, I can tell we're all just waiting for 10-4 to go. Nobody needs to do anything, or you guys are working. I sometimes will play while I'm at work. My desk is right next to my boss's office. Actually, I have 4 bosses, and it's next to the owner's office, so I don't usually play during the day. But like red alerts, not a big issue, but there's not that much time. Okay, I wish someone would just buy my World Razor. I don't already. I want the 1 billion. Well, maybe you're not priced competitively? I mean, I'd like World Razor, but I don't have 1 billion. I frivolously gave away all of my money because it used to be so easy to put it together and get more money. What's the real name for World Razor? Oh, it is the World Razor. Okay. Well, that should make it easier to find. Yeah, you're actually, if you're going for 1 billion, you're on the low end of it, but it doesn't look like they're moving. There's 10 of them out there. Well, you know, I'm looking for an atlas, which I now have an atlas, courtesy of Pi gave me an atlas. But it's not called an atlas, it's something else, and I was trying to find it. But if you look at the pricing difference, it's only 1.3 billion versus 1.075 billion. So clearly there's not a high market on those at the moment. Somebody's always putting stuff out there. Of course people undercut you. There's certain things I'm selling. Okay, let me grab that tune here. Hang on a second. Which is Kethsa. One reason I'm broke is because I bought a lot of stuff to help somebody out. Probably not at the best value, but you know. Okay, that's interesting. Magically damaged here. Here, I'll respawn. And I'll go to New Romulus, and because, you know, nope, not Kronos, New Romulus. Speaking of my mouse today at work, due to reasons, somebody tried to explain what was going on, but basically it wasn't my fault. My mouse was off by about 1/4 inch, so every time I would be clicking, let's say, on beam to command center, it was actually thinking beam to embassy. It was not a fun few hours. Trying to remember to go to something else. Give me a second here. I can't invite you to Trading Channel. It's private. I'm not one of the people. Sorry. Otherwise, I'd send you that invitation. But you could put something up in Zone Chat and somebody might know. So what is it I've been trying to sell a lot of? So I've got all these lovely Superior Shields experimental tech upgrades, which at times go for quite a bit of money. Not always, but sometimes. There we go. So at the moment they're going for 200,000. I think the last time I was selling them for like 249. So if you've got the capital and you can do it, you go through and you start buying everything that's less than you. So here, if I was going to do this, this would be investing 1.8 million, and then you just immediately turn around and put them up just fractionally underneath your own at like 2.4 mil or 240,000, and you create your own market. But you have to have some money to pull that off. But you can do it. So if you don't mind manipulating things, maybe it's a little unethical, but, things. And the thing is, there's always something that's going for some crazy amount here. Provisions. Ooh, somebody just gave me a follow. What was that? Cat in Box 45! Thank you so much. Right. I mean, you've got to have the money that you can get away with doing something that's highly manipulative like that. Of course, people do it in real life too. But provisions is one of my things. So, like right now, entertainment provisions. Here, they're going for 130, but you can buy them for 75 on Andor. And then you come back and you undercut this person and you sell them for 100. Well, you still made 33%. And entertainment provisions, So here's somebody selling from 111. So you immediately come back here and you do this, and you come right back. You buy all of those, and then you sell them for 30,000 each. And then you're not going to wind up sitting on them too much, unless of course you are sitting on a bunch of them anyway. And there are some training manuals that are exactly the same way. You can go make them for 20 or 200 credits, and then you sell them for 10,000. Well, I'm not sitting on a ton of stuff today. That's amazing. Sav's training and cleaning out stuff must have paid off. Oh, good. I've got too much stuff again. See, I'm just sitting on 35, but go over there and just buy them all. Speaking of, let's do this real quick. My inventory's always full. Go. Okay. Fine, things are cleaner. Yay, I'm happier now. Cattenbox, question about the new Delta Recruit event tomorrow. Is it worth if you already have a character started? Do you have a Delta Recruit started? Would be the question, Cattenbox. No, I don't. Then start a Delta Recruit. It's a little bit of work, but the only thing you have to do during the recruitment event is get through the tutorial, which is like 10 episodes. Not even episodes, 10 things. Relatively short, can easily do it in under an hour. And the reason is there's stuff. I'm trying to remember if there's a person here that has the stuff. Is there a temporal agent on Romulus? Like, I should know this one off the top of my head, and I don't. Bridge trainer. This is my temporal guy over here. Nope, assignment officer. Not the guy. Temporal dudes. Temporal dude. Duty officer recruitment. Seriously, we don't have a temporal dude? Reinforcements. Oh. I don't have this. Okay. I always wondered where I was supposed to go. Where is the temporal dude on Romulus? Yeah. I could go to ESD and I know exactly where he is there. But I was here and I like New Romulus a lot better. It's pretty. It's peaceful. It's calm. we'll grab Mom here. Yes, my children, I can hear you out there. Go. All right, so we'll go over here and talk to Mr. Cray. So let's see what you can get for your
Greetings. How can I
deltas.
assist?
Oh, good. I've only got 2 things showing up here. Probably because I've already claimed everything. But yeah, you get enough stuff that it makes it worthwhile. I mean, for the Klingon recruitment, the sheer volume of stuff is amazing. For Delta recruits, I'm currently just seeing a temporal negotiator and the photonic engineering candidate, but I know there's loot that you get with it. So yeah, it's definitely worth it, and you only have to do a few of the episodes to get the temporal negotiator. Once you've got that, you can finish the rest of the storylines anytime. I mean, I've got 4 Delta recruits, of whom maybe 2 are all the way done. I think Kethra was my first one. And I think she's finally done with all of the storylines related to Delta recruits. But Kethva, my last Klingon recruit from over a year ago, just finished all the stuff like last... No, actually that's not true. It's just finishing it. What's this one? I have no idea what she is. So I have all my different recruits. I wish we'd have a new one. Jem'Hadar recruits. Dundee we only did because Ed got that started. So definitely, if you haven't started one, start it. And just run through it through the tutorial. Though somebody was saying earlier that to get all of the loot, you need to have a Federation, a Klingon, and a KDF Delta recruit. I don't know that I'm going to do that or not. Because I'm actually at that point of, I have 1 slot left. Good. On my other account, I've got lots. Maybe I'll do it and make them all join the dipshits. If you have a new tune and you need a fleet, please don't forget we have got a Shaw-oriented one, the dipshits from Chicago. And we'll be playing with them. So let's see, where are we? Has 10 forward started yet? Oh, goodness, we didn't mean to do that. There. Let's go see if we have started yet with Twitch. Because we're at 6:29 here. Doesn't look like we're up and running yet. Somebody just give me a shout when they come up and we will jump over there. And while I'm here, let me get back into the game. Frost, I love the keyboard you gave me, but I cannot type for beans today. I'll grab one of my aliens. Alright, I'm trusting you guys to let me know on it. How active are we, guys, in terms of what? Our armada is pretty active, and the thing that we like to do is make sure that if you join one of the younger fleets where you can, contribute a ton of stuff, but that means you can't get access to the stores, well, the main fleet is tier 5 on everything, so if you need to go shopping, we'll just move you over there for a few hours and you can do your shopping, and then you can come right back to where you were, so that you get to put a lot of stuff into projects and get your fleet credits and get your fleet marks, but still have access to all the toys. The big fleet was a good question. So in the armada, oh, this is the Klingon side. So 805 total members on this side, so fairly active. We do go through, and much as I love people, we do kick fleets when they stop being active because we want to keep active fleets in there. Probably the one that's the least active at the moment is one of our fleets, which is Strangers with Candy. But that's because we're keeping that fleet so that we've got an extra bank. Yes, we have... If you need to go shopping and you're in one of the Armada fleets that doesn't have access to Tier 5 everything, basically you leave your fleet, you come over and you join our fleet, you do your shopping, and then we put you right back where you were and make sure you get put back on. Am I on PC? Heck yeah. I am so incompetent with things that aren't PCs. Alright, the whole spawn is back up here now. So yeah, this fleet here, which is Starfleet Strike Group, that's the main fleet, and 1,100 members. Most of them are really active. Obviously, we go through phases, like Hughes Heroes is a little quiet at the moment. And unfortunately, we have some fleet members like Duffy that have left us. But we can't throw them out because we love them. So they stay here to honor their memories. And then we have people who get into some of the crazy fun ones. And we also have fleets in Germany. And we are aligned with a lot of our fleets over there. So if you like to play internationally, we can help you out. Oh, sure, absolutely. Just let me know where you want to be, whether you want to be in one of these or another ones. Our main one is Starfleet Strike Group, the Screaming Lidas, for those of you who've got a sense of humor. I don't remember if I told her about this. Chase Masterson and I were on a panel at the convention in Chicago together, and we had just formed the Screaming Lidas, and I cannot remember if I told her we named a fleet for her. I will have to find out. She's usually at the Vegas convention. So if she's there, we will chat with her again. Alright, is Cryptic on yet? Let me go over there. I know sometimes they take a few moments to get going. Okay, Cryptic is now on. So we, with 10-4 Driftwood Tavern, what the bleep happened? So let's go over and join them, but you can still send me that information. I'll get you signed up here if you want to. I'm shocked at how many fleets are full and active. You would think the game would not be popular because it gets a little attention compared to bigger games. Yeah, but come on. We're total nerds. Total nerds. I hauled my computer through Europe, 2 computers actually, through Europe so I could play every day while I was on vacation in 2016. And the only reason I didn't take it when I was mountain climbing in New Zealand is because we didn't have internet in the mountains. That's how bad I am. I have no life. Alright, we're going to go over and join these guys. Okay, there's only 88 people there. Go over and say hi, visit, get all the good news. Besides, as somebody put it, this is the Star Trek amusement park. We're always going to be around. And Mike is there. Yeah, there's people there, so we can go raid these people. Go have fun, guys. Have a great day.